Hey guys, today we're going to be making a blueberry dessert. So I found a blueberry dessert from a channel we love watching, Celebrating Appalachia. We love watching their channel and we got this recipe from them and I tried it and it is absolutely amazing. I've made it a couple times before and I'm going to show you guys how to make it. We absolutely love watching Tipper and her girls, and they have their own channel, but we love watching her. We get so many good recipes from them and we really enjoy watching them. So I recommend you go over, if you haven't already, and give their channel some love. I will put the link to their channel in the description box below. So okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crumble 1 1/4 cups. I need 1 1/4 cups of graham crackers. So I'm just using the normal graham crackers. And this is for the crust. So we are going to put butter and graham cracker crust, or graham crackers. We are going to put butter and graham cracker crumbs in the bottom of a 9x9 baking dish. And that will be our crust. Okay, so that looks about right. It's very fine. And you need 1 1/4 cups. So this looks about right. This is what they look like. And I'm going to use just a couple extra tablespoons for the top, like a nice, to kind of make it look nice on top of the dessert. Okay, so I just made sure I had 1 1/4 cups. So I'm just going to set that to the side, and then the rest I'm just going to use as the topping. It says unsalted butter. We are going to just melt 6 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to kind of clean up a little bit here, and we are going to wait for the butter to get melted. And then we are going to start making our crust. We are going to start patting it down in our pan. Okay, so I'm going to start making our blueberry filling. Now, I know they have different versions of this. Like there is a strawberry, there's cherry, there is banana. All that sounds really good. Our favorite is blueberry. I discovered this recipe when I was like, we have so many blueberries and I feel like we need to do something with them. So I decided to start making some blueberry desserts. I made blueberry muffins, blueberry cobbler, and then I stumbled upon this recipe from Celebrating Appalachia channel. And I decided it would be really good to make it for us because we have a ton of blueberries. So these are our blueberries, and it says you can use pie filling, but since we have so many blueberries, I'm going to be making my own pie filling. So let's get started on that. So I'm going to measure out about 1.5 cups of blueberries. We're going to put that in our pan. We need 21 ounces of blueberry filling at the end. So I'm going to be showing you how we make our blueberry filling. Some of them are frozen together in clumps. So I'm just going to kind of, break up the big clumps. And then we are going to put some sugar in here, and later on we're going to do cornstarch. So you can do 1 cup if you want it more sweet, but I'm going to be doing it a little bit less sweet for us and doing 1/2 cup. Now I'm going to put about 1 cup of water in there. And we are going to put this on our stove on medium heat. Okay, so I'm waiting for the blueberry filling to heat on the stove. I'm just kind of waiting for the sugar to melt and the blueberries to soften, and then I'm going to put some cornstarch mix in there and thicken it up. But right now we need to start working on our cream cheese whipped cream mixture. Okay guys, I'm going to pour 6 tablespoons of melted butter in our pan. Then I'm going to pour our graham crackers in there. The butter is hot right now, so I'm just going to use a spatula and kind of mix it up until it cools off a little bit. And I love the smell of it. I wish you guys could smell right now. The graham cracker and the butter smells really good together. Okay, so now that we're done with this, you can also, if you don't want to like using your hands for stuff like this, you can take and wrap a cup in the bottom of like a drinking glass. You can wrap the bottom of it with like parchment paper or saran wrap, and you can press it that way, or you can use the bottom of a measuring cup. Either one of those work. I've seen many people do that before on cooking channels and videos. So you can do whatever works best for you. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple tablespoons of cornstarch and do about 1 tablespoon of water. I'm just going to mix it up in this bowl. I'm just going to put it in here. You want to put some water and mix it with the cornstarch and make that mixture, because the cornstarch will clump up. If you just put plain powder in there, it'll clump up and you'll have a mess of cornstarch clumps on your hands. So we are just going to, you can see the blueberry sauce. You can see how it looks. It's a very beautiful mixture. And it is starting to thicken up. I have it on medium-high heat right now. So it's just kind of simmering here. And I am going to just kind of wait a little longer for it to just kind of thicken up, and then I'm going to turn it on low and just kind of let it bubble like that for a couple minutes. And we are going to go make our cream cheese mixture. So we're going to open up our cream cheese. It is softened. And then I'm going to get a bowl. So the cream cheese mixture is pretty thick and hard to spread, so I'm just going to put in about a tablespoon of water, just a little bit, because a little bit of liquid with this goes a long way. I find it pretty hard to spread this over the crust, so all I do is put it in a bag. I put it in like just like a Ziploc bag. I'm going to make sure to get all of it. We're just going to spread it like this. It don't have to be perfect, just as long as it's there. I found it really hard to spread the cream cheese mixture over here with like a spatula or a spoon. Like straight out of the bowl and onto the crust. So if I do it this way, it's just much easier for me. And that's the way I do it, and it turns out great. I'm going to measure out 21 ounces of blueberry filling. That's about right. And I'm just going to pour it on top. So I made our whipped cream. I just did about 1.5 cups of whipping cream and about 1/2 cup of powdered sugar in there, and I mixed it up until it is about the consistency of normal powdered sugar or normal whipped cream. Now, of course, you can buy whipped cream and do it. It all turns out the same. Just whatever, but we had the whipping cream we needed to use, so I just made it. So I'm going to pour the whipping cream, or spoon it on the top. blueberry. And then I'm going to take our remainder of our graham cracker crumbs, and sprinkle it over. This dessert looks really beautiful at the top when it's finished, especially with the graham cracker crumbs. Of course, the graham cracker crumbs aren't necessary, like you don't have to put them on top, but I really like them because it makes it look nice. But I also like a lot of graham cracker crumbs in there, so. The more cold it is, the better it tastes, in my opinion. So I'm going to put this in there for about 5 or 6 hours in the fridge, and we'll come back when it is time to cut it.